Hey guys, so this video is going to be about my first flat iron experience of flat ironing my hair on my own since going on this flat iron natural journey. And so you're going to have to bear with me because my throat is sore, which is why it's kind of I've been sneezing a lot lately and that hasn't been helping. So yeah, so I'm just going to tell you kind of about the process, as well as the products I used and things of that nature. But first I'm going to take this down because this is the day after I flat ironed my hair. So I have no idea what this is going to look like when I take it down, so we're just going to see together. And I did pin curl. You probably can't see it because the lighting is horrible, but I pin curled these two front sections so I could go for something like a swoop, but I don't know what it's going to look like once it falls. I'm just going to take a little bit of coconut oil. I did notice that when I was taking down this side from over here, I didn't do a good job at making sure it's flat, so you can see it's kind of like bent and stuff, but okay, so I'm not going to name the products because I'm not very good at naming the products. Just whenever I'm referring to it, I'm just going to show the picture of what I'm talking about, okay? So the very first thing that I did is I permed my nape, and I just followed the instructions on the back. I took a piece of foil and I just lined it across the part that I didn't want to get perm on, and I put my twist up in a ponytail, and I used those metal clips that you usually use for like those rollers and held it in place. I permed the hair going downwards instead of upwards, even though I want it to go up. I permed it down just because it was more simple that way. And after the perm was applied, I let it sit for maybe, I don't know, 13 minutes. My timer stopped and I didn't realize it, so I'm not exactly sure how long I left it on, but I don't think it was more than 15 minutes. I rinsed that out. I shampooed it with the shampoo that came in the box. Then I got back out of the shower and I decided to section off my hair. I figured if I sectioned off my hair first for however I wanted it to dry and however I was going to flat iron it, it would just make a more simple wash day and flat ironing process. And so I took out the twist in the front first and I sectioned from ear to ear, and then down the middle where I wanted my parts. So you can see I still have the parts in my head of how those were. And then within each section I had 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So there were 14 sections in the front. In the back, I separated it straight down the back, and I just kind of followed this down and went straight back, straight back. So there was 4 sections in the back. And then within each section I had 3 sections. So in total I had 12 sections in the back. So I had sectioned off my hair into about 26 sections. And as I was going through, I would just apply my PRE-POO and twist it up. Now it did take me a pretty long time to section off my hair. So once I was finished, I just went straight into the shower to rinse it out and shampoo my hair. So I shampooed my hair. I did my protein treatment and left that on for about 5 minutes. I wasn't really timing it, so I don't know if it was exactly 5 minutes, but it was about 5 minutes, give or take. And I actually didn't have a plastic cap on this time around because I forgot to bring one into the shower with me, so no plastic cap. And then after I rinsed the protein treatment out, I applied my deep conditioner, and I just applied it throughout all those sections. And then I left it on my head under my little heat wrap for about 30-40 minutes. I wasn't really counting down to a T. And when I was applying that deep conditioner, it's the first time that I ever used it, but the name and what it claims is kind of what caught my attention. Anyways, when I was applying it to my hair, I didn't really like how it was filling too much, and it didn't provide that much slip. Not that any of the Shea Moisture deep conditioners that I've used do, but it wasn't really providing that much slip, and I was like, I don't know about this. But anyways, after I let it sit and rinsed it out, my hair was actually really, really soft. So I would continue to use it any time before I'm flat ironing my hair. I really did like it. Anyways, once I rinsed it out, I applied my leave-in conditioner all throughout my twists, okay? And then I sprayed 2 squirts in my hand, and I would run it throughout each section, then take a little bit of my creamy leave-in conditioner and apply that throughout the section. Then I would take a ponytail holder and ponytail hold it just so I could stretch out the roots, and then I flexi rodded the front because I ran out of flexi rods. I didn't realize I only had 14 flexi rods, so I ran out of flexi rods. And so in the back, I did the same thing with the spray leave-in and then the creamy leave-in and the ponytail holder, but I had to thread my hair instead. Now, threading takes a long time. I thread my hair with yarn. Well, because I had taken my thread home, I only had a little bit of yarn left. So I was only able to put yarn in the bottom 2 rows, and so the other row had to have weave thread, which takes so much longer because it's thinner and it doesn't cover as much surface. So that is what slowed me down. Oh my gosh, that took me forever. Anyways, when I was finished, I sat under the hooded dryer for about 20 minutes, and then I took out the flexi rods in the front so that I could get a better dry of the hair. And then I sat under there for about 20 more minutes. Next time I'm going to sit under there longer. I'll probably sit under there for another 30 minutes or so, just because, I don't know, my hair just wasn't completely dry. Like, if you weren't paying attention, you probably wouldn't have noticed it wasn't dry, but I could feel that there was still a little bit of dampness in my hair. So anyways, instead of just sitting back under the dryer because I didn't feel like it, I just took my blow dryer on cold setting and just really focused in that area where that ponytail holder was, because that's where it was still a little damp, and just kind of went through there. Real lazy, like I probably should have did a better job at making sure my hair was thoroughly dry, but I was ready to move on. Anyways, so the next thing that I did is I took my cheap Remington flat iron, which was only about 20 bucks. Before, I was using a Subdue Revolution flat iron, which was pretty expensive. It was over $100, and I just felt like for the price, it just didn't do a good job for my hair. If I can find the picture, I'll insert how my hair looked about a year ago when I flat ironed it with that flat iron. It didn't do terrible, but my hair had a lot of volume, which is good. I do like volume, but the hair itself was not straight, and I couldn't comb through it. Like, you see how I can like run my hands through my hair and it moves? No, could not do that. So it was really hard to maintain it, and I didn't. I maintained it for like 3 days, but after the first night, because I didn't do this wrapping method like I do now, I got that from another video that I watched. I was preserving it with flexi rods. Well, sleeping in flexi rods makes my roots sweat really bad. So the next day it was already looking a hot mess, but there's nothing I could do about it. So anyways, I really like my Remington, and that's what I'm going to continue to use. But anyways, I set it to 370 degrees, and I comb chased. Okay, I did the comb chase method. And so throughout the majority of my head, I only did 2 passes, but there were some sections where if the comb wasn't acting right, I had to do more, or if my hand positioning wasn't right, or after an hour, it shuts off automatically. So I'd be flat ironing a piece, and I'm like, now why come that one didn't get straight? And then I looked at my flat iron and it was off. And it took me about 3 hours to flat iron my hair, which sounds super ridiculous, but I was trying to make sure I was doing small sections just so I could get the roots really good and I'd actually be able to comb through my hair at least somewhat. And I did start getting a little lazy towards the top, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I started getting lazy. That's just because I was so ready to be done. And then when I finished, I just wrapped my hair. I did use heat protectants throughout this process. So the spray leave-in conditioner is a heat protectant, the 7-in-1. And then after I had my hair in the flexi rods and in the thread, I did spray this in my hair before I went under the dryer. And then when I came out of the dryer and took all that out, I sprayed my hair with this. And so I had heat protectant on my hair throughout the process. Anyways, I did leave a part out. After I had flat ironed all my hair, I turned my flat iron down to 350 and I put in some big curls and let them set, and then that's when I wrapped it. I left that out. So anyways, in a nutshell, that was my flat iron process. And I mean, honestly, I think out of all the flat iron jobs that I've done, this is definitely the best job I've done. My hair has movement. I can actually comb through it, even though, you know, I try to just stick with my fingers more than anything because it's better that way. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the results, and I just hope that I'm able to preserve it as well as I was able to when the stylist straightened my hair. And I'm just gonna shoot for lasting 2 weeks. I think that my method is going to be 2 weeks straighten, 2 weeks protective style flat iron, instead of what I was talking about originally, which was the keeping it flat ironed for a whole month and then protective styling for a month and then flat ironing and making it last for a whole month, or whatever the case is. I think that my hair, because it's going to be out for those 2 weeks, I think that deep conditioning after 2 weeks will work in my favor. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just flat iron my hair, make it last for 2 weeks, wash my hair again, put it in those twists and whatever, and then keep that in for 2 or 3 weeks depending on kind of my schedule and when it's most convenient to wash my hair. But regardless, I'm only flat ironing my hair once a month still. That's still kind of the pattern. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this video. In my next video, I will be doing a length check to see how much length I was able to retain despite me cutting out all the damaged hair that I had. And so, until next time, bye guys.